Listen, you got to understand the reason it's going to be easier to build muscle when you're not releasing your seed. You're not smashing women. All these dudes want you to smash women. Look how they look. Skinny, anorexic, crackhead, meth head. What else do they look like? Fat. They look 4 months pregnant and they getting women 8 months pregnant. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Keep your seed. Your seed is your testosterone. Every time you bust, I don't care if you boom, 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 bah! Every time you bust, it's stripping all your vital nutrients from your body and putting it on her. All your vital nutrients that it takes for you to build this muscle in the first place. That's why I don't respect red pill content. They want you to smash. But if you smashing, how you gonna smash these weights? Listen, you gotta pick one. Smash the females or smash the weights. This is why when guys are natty, they don't look like this. You know why they don't look like this when they natty? Because they're smashing. The reason dudes want to take testosterone is because they're smashing. Now they got synthetic mood swings. Now everything about them is not natural. Now it's going to give you heart problems. At the end of the day, you need to retain this seed. You're releasing your vital nutrients. Why do you want to keep giving up your vital nutrients? You guys wonder why you're hard gainers. You're going to be a hard gainer if you give up your vital nutrients. At the end of the day, you think a gorilla is having SEX every single day like y'all? You think a lion in the jungle is having SEX every day like y'all? Even squirrels. You think a stallion horse? No. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Animals have one day, one time a year to reproduce. So they're not even having SEX just to have it. They're reproducing. At the end of the day, I wouldn't advise you reproduce in America. I repeat, I wouldn't advise you to reproduce in America. You might end up on child support. It's a 9 out of 10 chance. My bad. It's a 9.5% chance you're going to end up on child support. So if you got to stay in America for 10 years straight just to get your resources up to never come back to America ever again, guess what? You got to retain that seed the whole 10 years. You want to go to Brazil looking like a stick figure, like the Passport Bros? Bro, the Passport Bros, when I go to Brazil, like a straight take that girl and tell her, come with me. Listen, I got an 18-bedroom mansion. Listen, bring your sister, bring your grandmother, everybody. At the end of the day, I'm not going to do that because they probably did something. He probably paid for some piece of strange change. At the end of the day, I don't know how the phrase go, but at the end of the day, I know how to lift them weights, though. Bars. Oh! At the end of the day, you got to understand, you need energy. Every time you bust a nut, you're ready to go to sleep. You need energy. You need vitality. You need strength. You need testosterone. If you're busting loads, your rep maxes are going to decrease. You no longer have that fight in you. You no longer have that strength, that aggression in you. Semen retention gives you aggression. When you do monk mode, you're not getting numbers. You're not watching the hub. You're not even peeking at the hub. So you just naturally waking up aggressive. At the end of the day, that's what you need. That's that same energy you need to put towards the gym. The reason all these dudes look like a sack of potatoes is because of low testosterone. How do you maintain muscles? High testosterone. How you gonna maintain muscles if you busting? Yeah, that's what they not telling you about. They do semen retention for female attraction instead of doing semen retention to change their life. At the end of the day, screw a female attraction. Female attraction is the reason you look like a sack of potatoes and she looks like a model. Yeah, she takes care of herself. Women out here are squatting 600 pounds. How much? These dudes, they can't pick up 600 pounds on their back. At the end of the day, all they know how to do is lick inside that crack in that cat. At the end of the day, you guys got to stop being a crackhead and you guys got to look like something. What do you look like? How do you want to go to heaven? You want to die and go to heaven looking like you did meth? Looking like a certified crack fiend for a woman's crack? the day, the Bible told you to flee from temptation. The Bible told you to flee from temptation. At the end of the day, lusting is a sin. I repeat, lusting is a sin. Humans are naturally weak. That's why we needed Jesus Christ to die on a cross for all of our sins. For forgiveness. At the end of the day, now that we woke up and said our prayers, we get active. You dudes want to get active in a dating game. The dating game is going to strip you from your vitality. You're gonna be getting disrespected. She gonna call you boy. And then listen, a lot of these women are toxic. You think they want you to keep going to the gym 3 times a day? Who you looking good for? Oh, you trying to look good for that other girl? Listen, we don't got time for that. A lot of dudes are in relationships. They're stressing. Relationships cause stress. You know what decreases testosterone? You're stressed. You keep on stressing. Oh, she probably with that other dude. She got an ex that keep on coming. That's the reason why you can't build muscle. That's the reason why you're a failure. At the end of the day, you need this testosterone. You have sex when it's time to pass on your genes. If it's not time to pass on your genes, listen, if you're 20 years old and you don't want to pass on your genes till you about 40, when you about 40 with 40 M's in the bank, then guess what? That's 20 years of straight. Imagine how you're going to look at 40. You're going to look like, they're going to be looking at you like, excuse us. This is a public sidewalk. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Your body is your billboard. This is how you represent the world. This is how you represent to the world. You showcase yourself to the world. Everybody is judging you when you come outside. Not that we care, but at the end of the day, for business purposes, they see your body first. If you out of shape, listen, we don't trust this guy because he can't trust his own self to stick to a regime, to stick to a routine. You can't even trust your own self to not stuff your face with so many hot dogs, so many hamburgers. At the end of the day, you know you're in shape, but you can eat 4 or 5 hamburgers, still got a 6-pack. I eat hamburgers every day, still got the 6-pack. Because I am shredded, because I have testosterone, because I'm not ejaculating. At the end of the day, you know why I can work out 3 times a day and it's not overtraining? 6 days a week and I really work out 7? And it's not overtraining? Because high testosterone gives you recovery. You recover quicker than majority of people. Because majority of people, they're, At the end of the day, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping everything I eat. All my nutrition is staying in my body. At the end of the day, every time you bust, that nutrition comes out of your body. So you dudes are malnutritious. You dudes have low nutrition. Everything you eat, all that healthy stuff is still going back out to that seed. Yeah, it's leaving your body. You dudes wonder why you're a hard gainer. You're a hard gainer because you keep on getting hard and you keep on banging. You keep on banging and you letting her gain that seed. Child support, boom. At the end of the day, you got to understand. How are you going to represent for your future children? Your future children, they're going to see what you do. And they're going to want to follow your lead. At the end of the day, you don't look like a leader. Nobody respects your leadership because you're not in shape. Business-wise, nobody wants to do business with a person who is out of shape. You're not disciplined. You stuff your face with hot dogs. You're not even disciplined. But when you coming through with the biceps like boom, 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 the 6-pack, boom. At the end of the day, the chest all out, boom. At the end of the day, we trust you. Listen, what do you do for a living? How much workout routine do you do? How many times a week do you work out? They want to come up to you and ask you. Listen, at the end of the day, we're not talking. At the end of the day, go look up the YouTube channel, find out. At the end of the day, we're not telling people how many times a day we go to the gym. Just know we in there. Just know we in there. I seen some parasite, some wolf dude tell another dude in the gym, yeah, just go 2 times a day. It's 7 days in a week, and you want to go 2 times a day. I mean, you want to go 2 times a week. It's 7 days in a week. And you're going 2 times. You don't love yourself. At the end of the day, if you really love yourself, it will show through your body. You will not get overweight. You will not become overweight. This is why you need to be an individual. At the end of the day, if you're an individual, you will individually strive for greatness. If you think as a group, the pack, you're a wolf. You will listen to the other science gurus that tell you, work out 4 times a week. Man, shut up. 4 times a week, we got too much testosterone for that. 4 times a week, I need to get rid of this sexual urge. I need to transmute it. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Monk Mode gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.